Hey YouTube, it's Alexi Giovani here, and this video will cover off that extremely daunting task of moving a resident from one island to another island. If you're new to my channel, this is a place where you'll find a ton of Animal Crossing related content, so sit back and enjoy the show. If you're already a subscriber, I just wanted to take a moment to thank you for your support. I'm closing in on 250 subscribers, so I'm very grateful of your following. I hope this video sets your mind at ease as to what you can and can't do on this move, and please use the chapters to find the answers to your questions. As you may know, my YouTube name is based on the two Animal Crossing characters that I have, Alexi and Giovani. Alexi was my original player that I had, and I've been playing since May 2020, and what a year that was. Anyway, I've used my same Nintendo account on both Switches, and both characters are linked to my same Nintendo account. So I was personally very worried about this dialogue by Tom Nook. What does he mean by linked to a user account? When I booted up the new Switch, it did ask me if I had a Nintendo account, which I did say yes, and I also did follow the prompts to say that I'm using the existing Switch in addition to this Switch, so be sure that you do follow that prompt. And I signed in with the exact same Nintendo ID that I was using on the original Switch. If you've followed any of my videos in the past, you'd know that I've sunk considerable hours into this game. In fact, I've played all Zelda games, and I thought that I'd spent a lot of that with 200 plus hours on Breath of the Wild, but I've now clocked over 1,000 play hours on New Horizons. With a complete fishing collection, a vast catalogue of clothing and items, being close to earning that difficult golden shovel and already earned the other golden tools, I was very nervous about moving my character. You'll also know that up until now I've been a secondary player on the two islands we have to now. With my recent purchase of the Switch OLED, it was a chance for me to finally be a mayor on this island. And if you missed the OLED unboxing video, check the linked video at the top right along with the description below. If you haven't already, take note at the top right of the screen to get a bearing on whether this is from the perspective of the existing or source Switch and the new or target Switch. I'll likely zip up my commentary until later on in this video so that you can concentrate on the game dialogue, but I will appear from time to time, and I'll meet you back at the end of the video where you get to see what you get to keep and what you might lose. Nintendo does recommend that you download the latest version of the software, so at this point in time, New Horizons is running 1.11.1, and hopefully it's just before version 2.0 hits us. Now, I personally didn't have the guts to back out of this, but I've heard that you can restart the game so that you can pick the map that you possibly want, or if later down the stage you wanted to get a different type of fruit. But I just went with whatever option I was given. I just didn't want to run the risk. still have at this point the original Switch still running the game, so I hadn't actually closed the game. Let me know in the comments below whether or not you've run that risk and how you came out on the other side. Here's a glimpse as to the name of my new island. It's called Anthea and is inspired by my love for the flowers in Animal Crossing. Once you've finally settled on a name, you get a call back from Tom Nook to instruct you to go to sleep, which is in turn essentially getting you to get back into sync with your regular time. At this point, you're only a few moments away from getting your house and all the belongings that come with it, so stay tuned for it. Strictly speaking, this is still the first day after you have a nap, but this is where you go from having a tent to getting your house and all your belongings. I was wondering what would happen to your current pockets for the short time that I had on the island, but the good thing is that the game sends it to the recycle box. Let's have a look to see what we have in terms of existing achievements in the game. You might see that there's an overlap between some new rewards for the new island plus the existing history that you had from your old island. Another aspect of the game which I've spent a lot of time on is the Critterpedia. you can see that you get to keep all of what you've caught before. However, given it's on a new island, you do have to redonate them all when you've got your museum. So I guess that's kind of good because it extends the gameplay a little bit more despite you getting a head start. If you're wondering whether you can terraform straight off the bat on the new island, the answer is yes. I could make mini makeshift land bridges to get to other parts of the island and start leveling in preparation for my new place. If you establish a new island on the new Switch, you do get a complete snapshot of the custom designs from your old island. Check later in the video for what it looks like for your ex-island residents. Now, if you're anything like me, you'll be freaking out whether or not you lose your DIYs, and the answer is no. You get to keep them all. Every single one of them. Phew, that's a sigh of relief. Remember when you start the game and you only have 20 items in your pocket? Moving islands keeps your pocket size intact, along with the contents that you had with you. So I decided to bring along all of the fruits so I could get a quick start on things, along with some of the harder to breed flowers. Although, let's be honest, I'm going to be breeding flowers forever. Without a doubt, you'll be wondering if you get to keep your bank account, and the answer is also yes. If you're also curious as to how I got so many bells, check the linked video on Treasure Island so you too can be a billionaire. All the items you've picked up before or bought before are remembered. However, you don't get the catalog option on your Nook phone until Nook's Cranny is built. Keep a watch out for a new video coming for what to do in your first week or so on a new island. What do you think happens to your outfits that you'd used with your wands? Well, it looks like you can still switch outfits, just as you did on your old island. And here's Alexi in a 90s outfit and what I might look like if I was in a boy band. Alexi's back, alright? The other curiosity I had was whether or not you get to keep all of your letterbox, and you can see that I've got unread mail. It looks like you get to keep all of your mail with reminders of your previous neighbors, along with a special gift from Nintendo. So let's have a look to see what Nintendo is giving us on this island move. And sure enough, it is a simple DIY workbench. Huh? Well, that gift had me wondering if I was stripped of the simple DIY workbench, but I already had it, so now I've got a spare. Now that then made me wonder about my reaction, which I can confirm you get to keep those as well. Let's have a look back at life on your original island. Oh, and by the way, if you're enjoying this video, please give it a like and consider subscribing to help me creep towards my next goal of 500 subscribers. Well, there's a gaping space of where you used to live. I'd mentioned earlier in the video that you take a snapshot of the custom designs that you have at that point in time, and it looks like the original is kept there as well. So both sides of the fence do get their own copy of the custom designs. You become somewhat forgotten, particularly in the museum where anything that you had donated is from an anonymous donor. It doesn't necessarily impact though your collection in the museum, which would have been a shame given that I'd recently just completed the art section and the fish section. Try saying that 6 times. Well, that's pretty much it for this particular video, so do keep a watch out for my other video coming for what to do in your first week or so on a new island. But in the meantime, do check out the videos that are linked on screen to the right. So this is Alexi Giovani signing off, and until next time, see ya!